Hey guys, welcome to our channel Middle Benches. Today we will learn about the topic economic systems and study about different types of economic systems. So, economic systems. Different economic systems solve the basic economic problems, which are what, how, and for whom to produce. So, we have studied it earlier that these are the three basic economic problems: the what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Through distinct mechanisms of ownership and decision making, the three major types are capitalist, socialist, and mixed economies. So there are mainly three types of economies, which are capitalist economy, socialist economy, and mixed economies. So the next we will learn about the capitalist economy. So features of the capitalist economy is private ownership and means of production, freedom of enterprise and consumer choice, profit motive drives decision making, and resource allocation via price mechanism. So, capitalist economy basically it features private ownership, or private ownership is encouraged in this type of economy. And in this type of economy, enterprises enjoy full freedom, and profit motive drives decision making, and resource allocation via price mechanism. So resource allocation is done via price mechanism, which means that in this type of economy, price is everything, price mechanisms is everything, and private ownership is main thing in capitalist type of economy, and entrepreneurs enjoy freedom in capitalist economy. So there are a few pros in this type of economy, which are efficiency and innovation, and consumer choice and flexibility. Efficiency and innovation means if in an economy profit is everything, then new players will come and they will try to innovate something new. And consumer choice and flexibility means that consumers will have choice to fulfill their demand, and there will be flexibility in this type of economy, because in this type of economy a fair competition will exist. And there are also few cons of this economy. So first is income inequality and unemployment. So income inequality is seen in this type of economy because the rich entrepreneurs will become richer, but the poor section, which are deprived and which are not very educated, will be unemployed for a long period of time. As there is no interference of government in this type of economy, therefore the poor section will be unemployed for a long period of time, and market instability will be there, which is also the reason that the government interference will not be there. Therefore market will be unstable, and no distinct authority will be there to control the market or to stable the market. So there are few examples of capitalist economy out there. So the economy of USA is the example of capitalist economy. So, and UK and post 1991 India, that is partial liberalization. These are the few examples of capitalist economy. So moving on to the next slide. Next is socialist economy. So features of socialist economy are: it is collective and state ownership of resources. That means that state owns major share of resources, or all of the resources, and centralized economic planning, or economic planning is done by the state, which is done in a centralized way. Or objective of the socialist economy is to provide social welfare and equality, to ensure equality in the society, to allocate the resources in a way, in an equal way, so that everybody or every section of the population will get benefited. So pros of the socialist economy is it reduces inequality and basic welfare. So as the economy is controlled by the government, it mainly focuses on welfare, or marginalized section of the community will get benefited in this type of economy. And full employment is expected in this type of economy, as the government will try to give employment to all the sections. Though it is expected full employment, in many cases it is not seen in practical scenario. It is not possible to get full employment, but it is expected in economics that in the socialist economy full employment is expected. Cons of the socialist economy is bureaucratic inefficiency and lack of incentive. So bureaucratic efficiency is a major cons of socialist economy. So in India also we have experienced this bureaucratic inefficiency for a long period of time, and in the present situation also it exists in different sections, different parts, where bureaucratic inefficiency is a major problem of socialist economy, and lack of incentive is also a problem of socialist economy. Limited innovation. So because of lack of competition of enterprises, innovation or new innovation will be limited, and consumer choice will also be limited, because as the economy is mainly dominated by the government, so consumers will have limited choice, because the consumer base is very versatile. So the rich section has different purchasing powers. The middle class will have different purchasing power, and the poor section does have different purchasing power. But in the socialist economy, as the economy is mainly controlled by the government, they will have limited choice, all of the sections. Examples of socialist economies: USSR pre 1991, North Korea, and Cuba. These are the main examples of socialist economy. So in these countries, the economy is largely dominated by the government. Moving on to the next slide. Mixed economy. Mixed economy is basically a mixture of both of these economy. So features of mixed economy are: public and private sectors coexist. In this type of economy, public sector and private sector coexist together. Combines planning with market mechanism, and balances profit with welfare goals. So mainly the main feature of mixed economy is this, that few sections of the economy is controlled by the government, where welfare is needed. Government thinks that in this section welfare is needed, so government totally controlled the section. And if government thinks that innovation is needed and more competition is needed in that part, government does not interfere, or entrepreneurs are more encouraged for profit. Role of government in this type of economy is regulates, promotes, and redistributes or stabilizes. So in this type of economy, the role of government decreases, but also very important, because government here has the regulating power or promotion power and redistribution of wealth power and stabilizing power. Government does that. So pros of this type of economy, that is mixed economy, are: combines efficiency with equity. So it combines efficiency with equity, and flexibility of market plus social objectives. So market objectives are also fulfilled, and social objectives to reduce inequality is also achieved through this type of economy. So examples of mixed economy are India, France, and Sweden. So India is a mixed economy. Especially after 1991 reforms, LPG reforms, you know that India became a mixed economy. So we're moving to the next slide. Comparative analysis of economic systems. So this is a comparative analysis of three types of economic systems. So first of all, ownership of resources. So in capitalist type of economy, privately owned by individual and firms. So in this type of economy, the resources are mostly privately owned, or owned by individuals or firms. And in socialist type of economy, owned collectively by the state. In socialist type of economy, the economy is owned by the state, or the main economic tools are owned by the state. In mixed type of economy, joint ownership, that is private and public sector coexists. Decision making authority. In capitalist type of economy, decision making authority mainly resides within the market forces, that is price mechanism. In socialist type of economy, this is totally central planning authority, or the government is the main decision making authority here. And in the mixed economy, combination of both systems, that is capitalist and socialist systems. Next is economic motive. In capitalist type of economy, the main motive is profit maximization. That is, they only care about the profit. The entrepreneurs or the private firms, they only care about the profit in capitalist type of economy. But in socialist type of economy, the main economic motive is social welfare, to bring welfare in the society, to decrease the inequality in the society, to achieve social welfare is the main objective of or motive of socialist type of economy. And in mixed economy, which is owned by modern countries, many modern countries own this type of economy, mixed economy. This is balanced motive, that is profit plus welfare. Profit is promoted where it is needed, innovation is needed, and new technologies are oriented. So in these sectors, profit is required, or profit is seen. And where welfare is needed, welfare is promoted by the government. So this is the motive of this type of economics. And resource allocation in capitalist type of economy, resource allocation is guided by demand and supplies. Only factors are here demand and supply. But in socialist economy, it is determined through central plans. And in mixed economy, partial planning with market adjustment. That is, market is adjusted here, and partial planning is done by the government in case of resource allocation. Examples of different type of economy are capitalist economies, mainly US and UK, socialist are USSR or Soviet Russia, that is pre 1991, and North Korea. Mixed economies, India and France. Indian context of mixed economy. Post-independence. In the post-independent India, it adopted mixed model with dominant public sector. As in the post-independent India, the poverty rate was very high in the state. That's why it adopted mixed model, but dominant public sector or dominant government authority in economic systems was there. In 1950 to 1990, state-led industrialization under planning commission. So under planning commission, state-led industrialization was seen in the period 1950 to 1991. And then came the post 1991 after the LPG reforms. LPG reforms opened economy to private and foreign participation. That is, in 1991, as we all know, that our economy was opened for the world, and LPG reforms was seen. That is liberalization, privatization, and globalization reforms. It opened our economy from the world and for private and foreign participation. And current policy focus is public-private partnership, that is PPP model, disinvestment and deregulation, and digitalization and inclusive growth. These are the current policy focus. That is both public and private joint partnerships, disinvestment and deregulation, and digitalization in economic systems, and inclusive growth. Inclusive growth means the growth which is inclusive with all sectors of the economy or the society. India's mixed economy aims to achieve efficiency through markets and equity through state intervention. That is, India's mixed economic policy aims to achieve efficiency through markets and equity through state intervention. That is, it needs the entrepreneurship and innovation, and also needs equity through state intervention. So lastly, in conclusion, every economic system represents distinct way of addressing the fundamental economic problems of what, how, and for whom to produce. As we know that these three are the main problems of the economy. That is, what to produce, how to produce, and whom to produce. We studied it in the previous videos. And capitalism prioritizes efficiency and innovation, but risks inequality. It does not care about equality. It only cares about profit. And socialism ensures welfare and equality, but often sacrifices efficiency. In socialism, public welfare is prioritized, but it sacrifices efficiency and innovation. Mixed economy attempts to strike a pragmatic balance between the two, blending market efficiency with social justice. In the modern world, most economies operate as mixed system, recognizing that markets need guidance and government both, and governments need flexibility. Hence, the organization of economic activities ultimately reflects a society's values, developmental goals, and political choices. So this is all for today's video. Hope you liked it. So if you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.